sea of lonely, broken your servants I can. Would you give it to me? It seems that's all that was good has died. At least it's changing in me. Would you give it to me? Looking at my own reflection, and suddenly it changes, violently it changes. Wow, now the world is a scary place, now that you've woken up the demon in me. Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for coming to the Wednesday stream, and so I wanted to have a little fun there at the intro, due to the fact that the actual information I'm about to tell you is somewhat depressing. So you will see that down in the left, I believe that's your right corner, there is a tiny chunk of my picture being removed from the corner, and that is because Jeffery is currently running. It's just that the module that I have for displaying what is happening to the screen is not working at all. I have no idea why. It has been causing problems in the past with the screen freezing when the computing power capped out, but with the new computer, that's never been a problem. But with the changes I've made, it for some reason cannot handle these new changes. I went through all of the changes I made and scanned through each individual piece, made sure everything was working. Everything that I changed is working the way I want it to be. So I have no idea what the difference is with what I was doing previously and what I'm doing now in terms of printing to the screen. But I have understood that for a long time, pygame has not really been the most quality game engine for printing two-dimensional pictures to the screen. So in the coming week or so, I do plan to look into a alternative solution, alternative module to pygame for printing two-dimensional pictures to the screen. If you have any suggestions for a two-dimensional module that can be used in Python that you think would serve my purpose well, then please, I welcome you to post them in the comments. I am not well versed in the realm of module selection, so any suggestions will help me in my cause. In other news, I did fix a lot of the bugs that were going on with the new update. So in trying to figure out why the screen kept freezing for Jeffery, I made a completely new file that just had only the updates that I made, and I went through and tested each individual update, fixed any problems I saw. So everything in terms of deep learning and creation of new combination variables is working as hoped. Now, I did actually see in the running before Jeffery froze up like this that some combination variables were added to the deep list, which was something I didn't see in the previous running, which was simply because, well, there's already a small chance. You have to consider there's 407 variables to play around with in the environment project, and so it has to hit that 408th variable to, it's a 1 in 408 chance that a mutation will occur that will create a new variable. And then once a new variable has been created, it is a 1 in 409 chance. So it becomes more and more difficult to create these new mutations, but it is something that we expect to happen considering the fact that the AI is running these, is possibly creating a mutation very often. So if the AI has the possibility of creating this mutation 408 times, then we would expect to see one of those mutations occurring. And they were showing up in the temp list, which I'm not sure if I explained what I was doing there. But this was something that I was seeing happen, but I wasn't seeing it propagate into later generations. So this was a problem I was working on, and I do believe I have fixed the problems. Now, the problem currently is that I can't necessarily see if the deep learning is causing any improvements, because the program just doesn't do anything right now, and I don't know why pygame is crashing, but I'm kind of fed up with it. So I am going to look around for other modules. I don't know that the module is the problem. It could very well be something that I've typed in manually to the code, and I'm not sure what that might be, but I will continue to search for that problem. But I think it might be beneficial in terms of future projects to look for a more sophisticated visualization engine in order to project that picture to the screen so that you guys can see what's going on. So I don't have too much more to say in the terms of the environment project. It is moving along, and I do hope to see those improvements with the deep learning, although I don't think that they will happen very quick, because you have to imagine, let's say Jeffrey wanted to set up a sensor that was measuring the distance that he is from a certain coordinate. In order to create the distance formula, which, if you don't know the distance formula, it's the square root of the difference in the x coordinates squared and the difference in the y coordinates squared added together, and that gives you how far away you are from that coordinate. In order to do that, it would take a long. It would be let's see. So you'd need to have two subtraction variables. You'd have to have both of those squared, and then I'm not sure that he would be able to do anything in the terms of square root. It would just be more of an approximation through a long formula. But like I've said, it would take many steps in order to achieve that, and for that formula to be useful. So there might need to be some tweaking in the simpler ball drop program. It was easier. The AI was quickly watered down with all these suggested formulas, but there might be a more relaxed filter that can be applied to this scenario, because it might be better to see that diversity as opposed to just simply seeing the individual variables more often. Because there are a lot of variables that don't necessarily come into play. If we see, like, the variable unknown number 97, the odds of 97 unknowns being in the screen is very low, and that's the reason that I created such a large array for that category of variables. So it's interesting to see the balance that I need to create with this filter, and I need to sort of rethink how I approach that so that you can see more diversity in the creation of those variables, and they're not so quickly stamped out. But as I said, the deep list was growing when I ran Jeffery before it froze up, and I'm not sure why it's freezing up. Currently, if I just start the driver, it doesn't show anything. Previously, if I restarted my computer and everything and just kind of reset the slate, it would run for a little bit and then freeze up. But I don't know what the situation is. So that's the problem I'm working with currently. In other news, I have been making steady progress on my comic, and I am very satisfied with how it's coming along. I'd say I'm about halfway done, so you can expect. So the time from when I posted my last comic to now, that's how much time I would probably need to finish it. Now, I'm thinking that if it comes to a situation where I'm close to the end of the month, I might wait until the next month to post that so that I can get into a rhythm of having one ready every month. Now, I don't know that I can make any promises in terms of having one ready every month because, like I said, I'm making about one frame a day because that one frame can take anywhere from 1 hour to 4 hours. So it's a time that I have to allot for it, and I'm also working on my AI. I'm also doing homework. I'm also going back and forth between here and my hometown. So it is a little difficult to stay on that schedule, but I am trying my best to keep on that schedule, and I will be keeping you guys updated on how that's going. But I am excited. I have the whole storyboard laid out, and like I said, I have about a page and a half right now. So if I am correct with it being about halfway over, it should be uh, about three, maybe 3.5 pages. So that's something to get excited for. Now, so that's my comic, that's my AI, and also with the guest speakers, I did want to make a note about that. Thomas actually reached out to me in order to say that he had a subject that we could talk about, and it ended up working out very well. If you guys have any suggestions on maybe if you have something you want to talk about, or if you know a YouTube channel I could reach out to in order to possibly get a guest speaker over Skype or something like that. This is something that I'm planning to look into. I will be searching through possibly the channels just to see if there's any specific channel that only talks about one topic, so then I can say, hey, do you want to come on, talk about that topic, talk about your channel, maybe get some publicity out for you, and then I'm getting publicity from having them on the stream. So this is, I'm hoping to sort of form a symbiotic relationship with some other YouTube channels, simply because my current subscriber base is fairly small. I believe it's at 28 now, and a lot of the streams that I do kind of work off of having a user interaction in the chat, or user interaction. So it would be nice to be able to have those questions coming in so that I know that I'm projecting the correct information in the right way so that people can understand it. Because I say things the way that I would understand it, but maybe I might be saying it in a way that's too complex, or I might skip over things because I am personally filling in those gaps as I'm speaking. So that's the general overview of what's going on. I want to keep this one relatively short. I know I've been going a little bit longer on the update videos, but for these, it's kind of just like however long I need in order to get the information out. And I believe I've done so adequately today. So I want to thank you guys for watching. And like I said, if you have any suggestions on topics, on speakers, if you have a topic that you would like to speak about, contact me. You can, whether it be on Facebook, I have the Facebook page that you can see the link to on my YouTube page, or on Twitter, or if you have my number, go ahead. If you want to email me, my email is on the About page, but at the same time, if you know the username to this channel, Jono Explains Things, it's just jonoexplainsthings@gmail.com. So just, if you have something that you think I should talk about, reach out to me. I'm more than willing to take suggestions. But that is all that I want to talk about today. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Final note, on Saturday, I have something it's a annual thing that I do with my family and my friends. So I will not be streaming on Saturday. It will be another Sunday stream, but it seemed to work out. That'll be the protocol. If I don't have Saturday open, I'll just shift it back to Sunday, because it doesn't really change anything in terms of my schedule, and I hope that it doesn't really change anything for you guys. It might be nice to have a nice calm talk show at the end of the weekend before you get it back into the week. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on Sunday. Thank you.